I'm in the middle of guarding a large set of albums with guards and glassine. And I wanted to show you the whole setup. This is almost my whole work table. As you can see, that the book is very, very large. What I've done is I have a table over here on top of my nipping press that has the glassine sheets in it that I have prepared with Twintak strips on one edge. And then down here I have a little stool with a tabletop on it where I can put the cutout, pieces of paper. I'm going to do one right now so you can see sort of how this operates. There's dividers. There are dividers here. My straight edge, Olfa knife. I have a weight. And I have my folders. And there is also a piece of cutting board that I have made just for doing this kind of job. So in cutting out the next page, I'll put the cutting board in place, take the dividers and mark it. Put the dividers down, grab my ruler. Align the ruler. Cut out the sheet. And then I can lay it down without having to move to another place in the bindery. Then I'll take the folder, press this down, put these out of the way, and then grab the glassine, set it in place, pick up the weight, then I can remove the protective coating on the Twintak, and then I'll set this in like this. So now you've seen the whole setup, I'll bring you in a little closer. So here I am putting the cutting board in again. Turn over the page to cut out. The dividers have been set at about 3/8 of an inch because that's about the maximum, about the minimum actually that you need to make a guard in a photo album. So I'm marking it like this. And then I'll take the ruler. You can put your knife blade in the mark first to bring the ruler up to it, and then align it at the top like that, the head, and then cut out the page. And I'll take the folder and rub this down like that, put these out of the way, grab the glassine. And I'm centering the little strip of Twintak right on the center of the guard, like that, and lining it up head to tail in the book. I'll put the weight on top. It's a good idea just to use the folder to lift the glassine so you don't crinkle it. And then I remove the protective strip. There's a trash can right here beside me, so I can drop it in. And then I'll push this down in the center and then use the folder to guide the guard down while I follow it with my finger to press it in place. Then use the folder to push it into its final tack. And now we're ready to do the next sheet. So I'll turn 2 pages over. Replace the cutting board and flip out the next sheet. Okay, I've turned over 2 pages from the last cut, and I'll bring in my little piece of cutting board here. Turn over the sheet we're going to cut out. Put the ruler down, and I have my dividers, and I'll set these into the gutter and make a little mark at the head and the tail of the page. Then I'll pick up my knife and set the ruler to the marks and remove the page. Now before I move these out, I'm going to press this down to see if it'll lie flat. Sometimes the guards lay flat and sometimes they don't. This one is rising up just a little bit. So I may just give this a little rub here and then bring it down like that. I think we'll be all right with this one. So take the glassine and put it with the Twintak side down, lining it into the center of the page here, like that, making sure that all the margins are correct at the head and the tail. Then I'll put a weight on it here. Okay, and now I'll remove the protective cover on the Twintak. And I'll start in the center. Push the guard down and then press this with my finger. And then I'm going to move the folder up along the guard to flatten it down and follow it with my finger just a little bit behind. That way the Twintak will go down straight and flat. And then I can take the whole piece with the back of the folder and rub it down. Now I'll turn over 2 sheets, replace my cutting board, and here's the page we're going to cut out. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a press here. Take the dividers, mark, bring the ruler and my alpha blade. Cut out the piece. And again, just lay this down to see how flat it is. This one seems to be laying a little flatter. That's pretty good. Put these out of the way. Take the next sheet of glassine, center it on the guard. Put the weight in place to hold it down. Remove the Twintak, and then again press down. This one won't be so hard because the flap is pretty flat. There. There we go. And I'll just continue working the rest of the way through the book now. This is how I prepare the glassine for the photo albums. What I do is I have a stack of glassine here that's been cut to size, and these are strips of Twintak. I've cut these from the main sheet. They're about 1/8 of an inch wide and just a little bit shorter than the entire length of the attaching area of the glassine. So I'm going to pull the top sheet down like this. Then I take the Twintak and I'm going to remove one of the protective papers. Then I'll take the sticky side and I attach just one end very lightly and then drop it in place along the edge of the paper. I'll take my folder and just rub it down. Put this aside and grab the next one. So I take the end, and you notice that I'm holding it on top of my hand. And then I'm placing it just at the edge, or just slightly inside the edge of the glassine paper, and pressing it down. And this will make for a very nice, dry, invisible adhesion, onto the guard in the book. Oops, threw the wrong one away.